at a condominium fire yesterday afternoon. Major damage was reported to the building, and several owners, including a member of the Alberta legislature, lost everything. The start of the Atlantic hurricane season is 2 weeks away, but Emergency Preparedness Week earlier this month. Nationwide, people were reminded how they can be ready for an emergency. Anything from a hurricane to a tornado or a massive fire or earthquake can affect our country. People in British Columbia continue to prepare for what some officials say is the inevitable. Oganabosi takes a look at what's being done to get homes ready for the next big quake. Operating in the nation's capital for the second weekend of the Canadian Tulip Festival. Temperatures in Ottawa. Get your Weather Network news for this half hour. Stay tuned for your locals, of course. They're every 10 minutes on the 10s. I'd love to hear from you, so if you see active weather, give our storm line a call, 1-800-463-9463, because we're going to see some lightning in the sky in Alberta this afternoon. Do stay tuned. For a day-long weekend for people in eastern Canada. A low-pressure system brought rain, but wind that people on British Columbia's coast have to deal with this weekend. Strong winds are in the forecast for West and North Vancouver Island and the Central Coast. Several wet and windy weather across the country. You might be wondering if anyone is enjoying good weather this holiday weekend. If you're looking for sunshine, well, it's in southern Ontario. Temperatures have reached over 20 degrees in Toronto and Niagara Falls this morning. Windsor has already hit 20. Have a safe holiday weekend. Well, that's Weather Network news for this half hour. Stay tuned for your locals. As usual, they're every 10 minutes on the 10s. It's been a wet weekend for people in the Maritimes, and it's only going to get worse. Heavy rainfall is expected. Up to 100 millimeters is in the forecast due to a slow-moving low-pressure system hanging over the region. Halifax has already seen more than half that amount, with 58 millimeters being recorded. Shearwater has seen 67 millimeters of rain. Nova Scotia's Emergency Measures Organization is warning people to be prepared for localized flooding and have emergency supplies on hand. The situation isn't going to be much better. Manitoba have created some unstable weather for campers this weekend. Winnipeg received over 28 millimeters yesterday. In Brandon, some campers had to seek shelter in their tents during a brief downpour that turned their campsite into mud. But the sun appeared in the afternoon, raising temperatures to around 20 degrees. There is good news for campers. The skies are mainly clear today and temperatures have once again reached 20 degrees. The May-long weekend is the unofficial start for summer, and for many, the first chance to head out to the campground or the cottage. Yesterday's highs in the low 20s were perfect weather for heading to yet another share of rain this weekend. But rain or shine, the show must go on at the city's annual Children's Festival. Oganabosi has more. That's a look at your Weather Network news for this half hour. Stay tuned for your locals. Of course, they're every 10 minutes on the 10s. And if you see active weather, give our storm line a call, 1-800-463-9463. Particularly if you are in the Maritimes, I'd love to hear from you because I know you're experiencing some very, very unstable conditions. Stay tuned. There's more ahead. The rain is finally starting to taper off in the Maritimes, but southwestern Nova Scotia could still see scattered showers into tomorrow. More than one comes to an end, roads will once again be busy as people return from the cottage and other holidays. The weather is turning out to be a royal pain during the visit of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Rain and strong winds have forced organizers to cancel part of the 3-hour performance today at Commonwealth Stadium, an open-air venue in Edmonton. Organizers say they are concerned over the safety of marching bands and dancers performing during the celebration of Alberta's 100th anniversary. The program will be shortened by more than an hour. Special arrangements are being made to keep the royal couple dry, but anyone else attending the festivities will have to put up with the wet, windy conditions. Light rain is in the forecast into tonight. Well, that's a look at your Weather Network news for this half hour. Stay tuned for your locals. They're every 10 minutes on the 10s. Falling on Nova Scotia's South Shore. The state of emergency in Lunenburg County has been lifted. Most Bridgewater residents have history of one of the worst weather disasters in Canadian history. The Barrie tornado of 1985 is remembered by many for its fury of its winds and the extent of the damage caused. Meteorology has changed a great deal since then. Wah Bryce has that story. Who had been stranded on Canada's highest peak have been rescued. Yesterday, the climbers from Vancouver degrees below the seasonal average in southern Ontario. Yesterday, news for this half hour. Stay tuned for your locals. They're every 10 minutes on the 10s, or visit our website at theweathernetwork.com. Rescued near the summit of Canada's highest peak may lose a finger to frostbite. The man was one of 3 Vancouver climbers airlifted to safety early yesterday after spending 2 days stranded on Mount Logan in the Yukon. The group ran into difficulty during a violent windstorm about 550 meters above the mountain. Mount Logan is known